it's Christine with Cocoa Daisy, and it's time again for our stamping video. And this is the stamping video with stamps featured in the Elegance Blooms collection. That's our February collection. And I have 3 stamp sets that I'm going to share with you some ideas on how to use each stamp individually, how to group them together, and of course, how to create so many fun layers with them. Think outside the box, layer these stamps together because there's a lot more ways to use them than just individually. And so we're gonna have some fun, we're gonna dig in, and I'm gonna show you some fun tips and tricks. As I mentioned, this month we have 3 stamp sets. We have this one with the tags, this cute little tag set. This is from the Traveler's Notebook Memory Keeping Kit. This one is from the Modern Memory Keeping Kit. And the 2 of these together make up the stamp subscription. So you can get them separately in the kits or together, just the 2 stamp sets in the stamp subscription. And then we have a 3rd stamp set this month, and this is found in our special Valentine add-on. So we have a special Valentine kit right now that's just a limited edition. We do have some left in the store yet, as do some of the kits as well as the stamp subscription at the time that I'm filming this. So there are a few of those. I'll put links for them down below as well. So I'm going to dig in. I'm going to show you. We're going to start with the Traveler's Notebook Memory Keeping Kit stamp set, and it has this fun tag. And, oh, let me grab, actually, so I want to show you how I used that on a couple of layouts. So I'm going to grab those real quick so I can share that with you as well. So the tag set, there's so many different ways that you can layer this, and that's what I wanted to show you. And then obviously you can pair it with so many of the other stamp sets as well. So what I did is I did a bunch of these just to kind of show you some of the ways that you can layer them. You can be super simple and do just a single heart. You can do a couple of hearts. Here I paired this kind of border stamp heart with the one larger one. And this actually is one of my favorites. It's simple, but it's very pretty. You can take the heart, layer the love over top. This one right here is a great one to fill in and use as a border. So you could use it as a border on its own, or you could use it as a border in the tag, and then I layered the love over top of that one. And then this one I did, this is a great little thing to use for journaling as well. So that's what I did with these. And I listed the things to do. I took this little stamp here with the hearts, so you have like a little checklist there. You can do the things to do with just the little dotted lines, or this stamp right here, this one with the little hearts, is sized or spaced so that it works with the little the little lines, the dotted lines. So you can group those together. So that was done on purpose. And that's why I like to do these videos, just to point out the things, there's a lot of intention that goes into how these are laid out and the way that we work them so that you can layer them. And that's why I really love to do these stamping videos, is to show you how the stamps were intended to be used. And you have this fun little border here as well that can go along the bottom of your tag. And here you can see I layered it. I stamped a few of the little hearts on there, and then the love. This one I made my own little background stamp, stamped it repeatedly, and then added the love there as well. And then this one, I kind of took off of this theme, so it would be very pretty if you had a page in your Traveler's Notebook that was blank, that you just did this down the middle and then maybe did love through the heart, and then that was just the one side, and then the other side you had your picture with your journaling in that. It'd be very simple, but it would look very, very pretty. I should mention the colors that I'm using too. So using my favorite VersaFine Black, I'm using the Stamp Market Blush Pink, Papaya, and then the Slate Gray. because I thought some of the hearts in the gray were really pretty too. And I wanted to mention a little technique. So I'm just going to grab my other sheet of paper. If you wanted to stamp off the edge of something like I've done with these hearts here, you simply lay a piece of scrap paper next to it when you stamp it. So lay that down and then stamp your heart on there and lift it up, and it will look like it ends right at the edge of whatever you're trying to stamp on. So you can see I did that in a couple of places. So this is using just these items from the stamp set. And I want to show you what I did with that in a couple of layouts. So this one here, you can see where I did this technique, but with the blush and the black. And I just cut off the end and ran it off my page. And then this one, you can see where I used this and created a border on the page. And then I used the heart and stamped a couple of those. And then I created the cute little tag by stamping it in the gray and then the little heart in the middle. And then I just ran my journaling right over top. And then that just tucks into the little pocket that's in the kit as well. So that's a fun way to use this stamp to create that border. I really liked that as well. All right, so we're going to move on, and I'm going to show you this stamp set from the Modern Memory Keeping Kit. And this has some fun little sayings in here. It has you and me. It has the stacked love, and a little envelope for the love note and the little camera. And then one of the things I wanted to mention, there's some fun. What I liked about this stamp set when we created this for the Modern Memory Keeping Kit is my thought behind a lot of these, like the little words, the cold hands, warm heart, our story noted, remember, and working for the weekend, is those would be very fun, tiny little details that you could add to layers tucked around a photograph. If you layered a bunch of patterned paper and you wanted to add a few little stamped little sayings here and there, that's what I really liked about those. They're just small, but they add a lot when you put them in with all of those layers. They add just those little bits of interest, and I really liked that. So that's part of the reason why we have these smaller ones in here as well. So if you see, I stamped the large stacked love on here a couple times. You can do it just simply with the little heart. You can combine it with the you and me and then add the little heart in the O. You can do it just stacked like this. You could repeat this up and down and create a whole background that way. Here I did it just with in the papaya, or kind of the reddish coral, and then the little pink heart in the middle. I stamped it here with the little camera next to it. I thought that was cute. And then you can layer the you and me. So you can do the you and me together this way with the little hearts around it. You can do the you and me, our story, the you and me with the, there's so many ways you can use that you and me, with the little love note, again with the together, but I stamped 3 of the you and me's. I thought that was kind of neat. You could even continue that on underneath if you wanted to and make a whole border along the edge of a layout or along the edge of a photograph or something would be neat. And then the you and me with the little camera. And then the little camera, you can see where I added that with our story, with the remember. And then, I mean, obviously you could always put it with the love as well. And then the love note, which I thought was super cute. So, and the one thing I wanted to mention about that as well, this little heart stamp actually fits in the little heart that's on the love note. So you can see where I stamped the colors on those. So here I did it with the our story. I did it with the you and me with the noted. And then down here I made a little border out of them. And then I added that working for the weekend. And then there's just a few, there's the cold hands, warm heart with the little heart next to it as well. So there's a number of ways that you can layer these. I mean, obviously you can keep going and going and going with, you could do a stacked version of the love notes, little stamp. You could do the same thing with the camera. You could create an entire background, would be really fun with either of these. Actually, any of these, you know, it would be fun now that I'm looking at it. If you did an entire background of, say, the love or the camera or the little love notes, even the you and me, if you did it all in a very subtle color, like a really light gray or the blush tone, and then just one of them kind of at a focal point on your layout, you stamped in then a more intense color like the you and me or the coral, just to kind of make just one of them stand out. So your whole background would be subtle and then you'd have one of them stand out. That would be a really neat technique for that as well. And then we're going to move on to this one, which is super cute. And this is our stamp set from the Valentine kit. And this is all about making headers. I would love to use these as tags on little Valentine gifts, or if I was making cards or anything like that. I think they would be really fun for that. And they're all about meant to layer the words. So you have always and forever. You can do it stacked. You can do it the long way. There's love you. You can do just the plain love with the hearts. Always love you. This love. Love story. Love this story. You could do just love this. So there's so many different ways that you could stack these words and combine them and create these fun little headers. And I mean, obviously punch it out in a heart. And then there are two hearts on here as well. And they're layered hearts. So you have this little smaller one and then this one that's a little bit taller. And they are, you can see what I did here, they're meant to be layered. So you have an outline and then you have an inside. And so you could use them three different ways. You could use them separately or together. So you could see here where I used them just the inside and then they're layered together. I didn't show any examples of just the outline, but you get the idea. So that is the stamp set from the Valentine kit. And I just love this font that we used for the script. I think that looks really, really cute. So that is that one. And then now, obviously there are so many ways that you could layer just about any of these items in the tags. The tag is such a versatile stamp set. So like any of the loves you could layer in here. I've got a couple examples and I'll show you those, but I just wanted to point out that just about any of this is going to fit in the tag. So you could take like this love with the little hearts would fit in the tag. And you can combine just about any of these always, like the always and forever. You could have with the little camera. You could add the little love note with those as well. So let me show you a couple of them that I did. So in the tag, I did do the little love with the little heart there. I did the camera with the our story. I layered that little love notes with the little borders. And then I added to use these more as little journalings or little note cards, I added the little dotted lines with the remember and the noted. Added a few little hearts in there. Because remember, if you stamp in a light enough stamp, you can write over top of it and it won't obscure it. And it gives you, again, that great layer. You and me forever with the little heart, you and me always. And so that's using the you and me from this one with some of these script words on here. So again, there's so many different ways that you could just keep going and going and going with these. But that's a jumping off point for you. It at least shows you the intended use of some of the stamps. And then, I mean, honestly, just take it from there. There's so many ways you can combine all three. But I always like to show how you can use, if you only are receiving one stamp set, I like to show you how to use just that one stamp set in so many ways as well. So that is our stamping video for our February collection called Elegance Blooms. And these are for sale right now. And if you are already getting these, if you already subscribe, have fun playing with them, and make sure you share on our Planner Fans Facebook page. We love to see ideas, and we have a great supportive community. So make sure you check that out. And I'll see you next month.